I just got back from the post office. Carl writes, submits another great story along with Slice and Meat French, who will scramble to the top of the pile. Only one way to find out. The truth will soon be known on the Clash of the Pencils live stream.
Turn on the stream tonight. Short stories in the spotlight. Writers bring their best to light. The story central time. Breaking down the plot. Characters are fought. Twist and hit the spot. It's all you live tonight. Are you ready for some stories? In a live stream glory. It's the contest of the year. Writers have no fear. Catch the suspense unfold. Feel the tales being told. Critiques fair and bold. The truth will soon be known. Jawless from far and wide. Mysteries you can't hide. Every twist takes the story right. By these rules we abide. Are you ready for some stories? In a live stream glory. It's the contest of the year. Writers have no fear. Breaking down the plots.
Welcome to the Clash of the Pencils live stream, the only full contact creative writing esports league. My name is Tom Sherman, and I'm joined as always, Greg, the reader, Peterson. And today we also have Lid the Kid in the control booth. So we are here as always to analyze the plot, character, and setting of the top short stories of the day. Each day, authors from across the internet submit a handwritten one-page story based off a prompt revealed at the end of our live streams. The public at large then votes for their favorite story, and we reveal the winner at the end of each show. So, if you want to play Clash of the Pencils, here is how. It's fun and easy. All you got to do is download the app. The links for the iPhone and Android app are in the YouTube description on our channel, as well as the daily schedule. And so then after that, you submit a story. Once you submit a story, you pick your favorite. After you pick your favorite story of the top three, you watch the live stream, see who wins, get the next day's prompt, and then you submit a story. After that, you pick your favorite. Once you pick your favorite, you watch the live stream. After watching the live stream, you submit another story, and you keep doing that in a virtuous cycle until when?
Until you've outwritten Shakespeare, Tom.
Oh my gosh, that sounds easy. I mean, what did that guy write anyways, right?
No. Yeah.
Nothing.
No big deal. It's inevitable with this loop.
It is a fact. So that's how to play. Let's see who's playing today. And we had 5 entries over the weekend. We had from Red Ruby and Zaphod, as well as Meat French, Slice, and Carl Wrights are in the top 3 tonight. And so we have to see where they take it. Since it's the first day of the week, no action, nobody on the board. It's anybody's ball game. Yeah, that's,
The clean slate. It's a good opening prompts too. We've got it's Clash of the Pencils, and it's a clash of civilizations. One from interstellar space, and the other from early modern England, King Arthur's court.
That's right. A knight from King Arthur's court encounters an alien spaceship. Quite a prompt for today. What do you think as far as the characters, plot, setting? Where does that leave our authors? Where are they going to go with this?
Well, I think that the plot is going to be the characters. I want to know about who these aliens are and what perspective we're taking, and then what happens in the encounter. Is this inevitably a war? Is this going to be peaceful? Is there any way to reconcile these differences to come to a mutual understanding? I'm curious.
Yeah, that the characters are kind of built in a little bit with the setting. At least we have the time period what's going on there. So we think we know where our authors are going to take those parts. That plot is going to be a interesting element to see how they handle it. And so basically the theory of this triangle is these three settings, the plot, setting, character, those elements triangulate to create a story. The closer an author can strike to the center of those elements, the more engaging, visceral, and exciting a story will be. So with that being said, we have our three champions on the docket, except I actually need to upload them into the server to play them. So this is what we call stretching in the biz.
Better than dead air, folks. Better than dead air.
Better than dead air. Yeah, I don't know. Probably a good time to mention, hey, download actually, you know what? Let's take a quick commercial break. This is perfect.
Come to J-Rock Subaru. Now feel on a great heat lapse. Feel like a lizard again. Sweat it out, let it pour. Burn the dance floor. Free lifetime membership. There are 100 classes. Come and dance, come and sweat. This feel you won't regret. Feel the beat in your bones. Stretch it out, lose control. Groovy moves, energy high. Dance with us, touch the sky. Free lifetime membership. There are 100 classes. Come and dance, come and sweat. This feel you won't regret.
That's J-Rock's Zumba Room. Free lifetime membership after 100 classes. So get down there today and experience their sauna-grade heat lamps.
Feel like a lizard again.
It'll make you feel like a lizard again. So gotta enjoy that. So that J-Rock Zumba Room sponsoring our three top stories of the night. And let's start with our first one here from Meet French with Sir Sticks-a-Lot.
Sir Bedivere, loyal knight of King Arthur's court, was patrolling the misty woods when he stumbled upon a glowing metal carriage. Its doors slid open with a hiss, and a lanky figure stepped out, clad in shimmering silver. "By Merlin's beard!" Bedivere gasped, raising his sword. "What manner of sorcery is this?" The alien, who resembled a cross between a lizard and a candle, blinked twice and extended a glowing stick. Bedivere, baffled, poked it with his sword. "I've slain dragons, but this stick weaponry." The alien, flustered, pressed a button. Bedivere's armor started to vibrate. "Oi, this is highly irregular," he protested, as the alien pointed at his spaceship, then at the sky. "You want me to fly? I don't even like boats." With a wink, the alien vanished, leaving Bedivere with a glowing orb and a lifelong fear of sticks.
Okay, so here we have Sir Belvedere, a knight of King Arthur's Round Table, encountering an alien carriage, which then out comes a snake candle alien holding a stick, scares Sir Belvedere. The alien tries to communicate an attempt to maybe fly or take Sir Belvedere on some sort of interstellar adventure, which Sir Belvedere declines and is left with a glowing orb as a gift, but also the curse of fearing sticks.
This had some delightful encounters, although it feels like more of a mist encounter the entire summer.
Right. Yeah, right.
There was some great wordplay in describing sort of the unknown, the glowing metal carriage for the ship. It gave some really good clues for story flicks to use, like describing the alien as a combination of a lizard and a candle, and then the stick weaponry, obviously, as the swords that we. So I think it got a lot of its playfulness in terms of, okay, let's take the things that we know about King Arthur's court and let's redescribe them in slightly foreign vocabulary. In terms of the plot, is the wink the extent of the communication here between the candle lizard? So that was the universe making. I wish there was more of an encounter, more travel. It's like we get a little bit of a scene, but it doesn't go anywhere, and then it just disappears. Yeah, for me. What did you think?
Well, I think you're right, where the tension gets built, right, where he's like, is this a friend or a foe? I feel like I'm being threatened by this extraterrestrial, and then all of a sudden, the and then all of a sudden, you get a complete 180 where they are friendly communicating in a friendly manner. It seems like, at least. So you wonder, was it that wink? Was it some sort of telepathy? But then, but I thought it was a great interplay between the characters. Strong setting. Yeah.
Good title. Sir
Great title.
Skip-Slot. Yeah.
Great title. Lid the Kid begs to differ, however,
Lid
which
the
is
There's some protest coming
Yeah.
from the
That's-
producer's box.
that does actually bring in a good point for our next story. Slice entered a horse hockey alert. We will discuss that after his story, but that might be what Lid the Kid is trying to tell us.
Horse hockey alerts are never good. They're
Never good. Never good.
You don't.
Teenage Genius Story Hour. The Brits didn't always have the best navy. You've heard of the Knights of the Round Table: Bedivere, Gawain, Lancelot, Galahad, right? Bet you never heard of Leopold. He was a famous Quetzalcoatlus in his time. Surprisingly enough, he's the ancestor of Meghan Markle's husband. Heck of a sailor. Those were simpler times, Jethro said. He looked over the audience of toddlers sat with crossed legs, some wide-eyed, others looking at the vibrant lettered and numbered carpet they sat on. Jethro pointed to the activities table in their class library. You know why they call it a round table, right? The parents standing on the perimeter of the reading area looked on, impressed. The stand they took today meant that future iterations of Teenage Genius Story Hour were sure to follow. They warmed their hands with disposable coffee cups. They warmed hearts with the certainty that kids needed to learn about medieval dinosaur sailors. Jethro continued, all tables used to be like that until Leopold met aliens from Neptune on one of his voyages right outside modern-day Liverpool. Leopold saw the flying saucer, and upon arriving back after his voyage, and hearing complaints from his crew about bumping the elbows of their undersized arms, Tyrannosauruses made up most of the crew in those days, he commissioned tables on board to be round. This, of course, spread to the land, to the court, actually inspired the wheel. Jethro looked up to the parents as he heard some rustling. It was bespectacled gent with white streaks in his brown mop of hair. He was opening a bag of fast food as he took a seat in between Billy and Sarah, who was smelling her fingers. The man said, I heard he invented Dinotan too.
All right, so here we have a story hour in a library where parents are watching their children as a storyteller relates facts regarding the Queen's Navy, origins, as well as various mythologies regarding famous dinosaurs and Quetzalcatluses, Tyrannosaurus Rexes, and such. That's basically
That's
my
a jumping
synopsis
off
of it, right?
point. That's where I could, in terms of trying to find some sort of getting our grip on the rock face here. Yeah, that sounds right. It's a medieval dinosaur table, which reimagines the round table as a reading table. Here's what I've been able to infer. Leopold is one of those knights, but if the whole idea here is that these parents are trying to give their kids a leg up on something as absurd as learning medieval dinosaurs. And that's going to give them sort of this incremental level up into the next tournament, which is the Teenage Genius Story Hour. And so if you start them, Lid the Kid, listen up. If you start listening early, you're going to make Teenage Genius Story Hour. And then who knows what. What I'm struck by, while this is rather plotless, it's just a vignette and a scene. Obviously, the setting and the details that Slice is able to weave in here, paint a picture. It's very, very contemporary in its feel and its preoccupations. And it kind of makes, instead of the last one where we were kind of in the Middle Ages and this playful vocabulary like the metal carriage, this is a very, very modern, fresh take. And it's kind of disenchanted and ironic from the mythical register that we usually associate with this.
Right.
These are knowledge and facts that kids need to memorize in order to incrementally beat out the next kids at the next level of the tournament that is childhood. I thought that really Is Teenage Genius Story Hour a meta commentary on Clash of the Pencils itself in this app?
It just very might be. It very might be. It sounds
Intentional.
eerily close.
Yeah.
Eerily close.
Mm.
It was quite the delightful romp. I think I really enjoyed this sort of extrapolation and extraction of where this could have gone as far as creating a scene within a scene. Yeah, the getting the leg up. Oh, this is what I wanted to say about that. Those NIL deals don't sign themselves, you
Good
know.
job.
So you really got to get those kids in
it's
there,
got a Dinotan reference.
getting reps in at 5 a.m., 4 a.m.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
That if you want to get the endorsement money and if you want to be the spokesperson for Dinotan, they don't just hire anyone. They only pick out of the Teenage Genius Story Hour, that pool.
That's right. So interesting take there from Slice. Let's see if that sticks with the voters at large. Our last story of the day coming from Carl Wrights, who we remember came in last week with quite a story about Genghis Khan. So let's see where he goes with this one called Zorpium from Orpium.
I woke up and found myself lying down in a pit, an arrow pierced into my thigh. A human medic approached me. Wait, a human! I looked around and found myself in what appeared to be a battlefield, groups of humans viciously charging into each other, arrows and swords flying all around. How primitive, I thought. Where am I? I suddenly felt a sharp pain in my leg, then remembered the arrow that was there. Hold still, the human in front of me shouted, before he yanked the arrow out of my leg. Ah! I shouted as the human wrapped some sort of paper around my wound. Go, go, go! He shouted at me, hoisting me up and handing me a sword. I stood there for a few seconds, too overstimulated to do anything. During those few seconds I remembered who I was. I am a Zorpian who lives on the Orpium world, and I shouldn't be on Earth fighting a primitive war. Before I could collect my thoughts, the man from before pushed me out from the pit I was in and into the battle. Are you deaf or something? Go! What do I do? I asked. For God's sake, fight the people wearing purple, he ordered, before turning back and helping another person. Suddenly, a person wearing purple charged at me, and I instinctively threw my sword down and ran away. As I was running away, everything seemed to slow down until it came to a complete halt. A ship from Orpium World appeared in front of me. The ship shot a laser at me and blew me up.
All right, so Zorpium wakes up, snaps into consciousness, rather, and then all of a sudden gets handed weaponry, told to fight in a medieval battle, confused about his whereabouts, and instinctively not wanting to participate. Zorpium throws down his armaments and then runs past time until a ship from his home planet shows up, only to zap him with a laser.
Yeah, I thought this was interesting. This was different than the other ones because the first-person alien perspective, we got kind of into the mind of the alien, but it was in recognizable English, thankfully. I liked the first note of like, all right, I've woken up. We're in the middle of the scene. I've got an arrow in my leg, and then instead of saying I feel pain, he's saying, "Wow, how primitive." The most extraordinary line to me was, it was in all caps in the handwriting here, was when it was like, "Where am I? What are you supposed to do? Fight the people wearing purple." Which I thought was great, because it's like, this is so insane, this situation. And he needs to be told the context because he hasn't been steeped in the culture. Then he runs away, which I think is a very human response, even though he is from Orpium. And then I found the end here very, very sudden and a little bit perplexing at first until I thought about it. So we said, why did the Orpium blow him up? What was the point of that? Because it ended so suddenly and kind of shockingly. So first of all, is this the same mistake being made earlier, echoing the "fight the folks in purple" comment? Is the ship that's killing him also mistaking is he human or not? And then who's to say who's the more primitive one if the ship can't even do this? So I thought this was an interesting story. I would say in terms of the setting, medium setting. Character development was very strong. I think the first person narration got us in there, and the plot was decent, although I would have liked to have seen a little bit more logic for the last part of this. So I think it was a solid story, and I know Tom's going to get back here, and we are going to live stream, folks. This is the magic, and we are going to go on to see the top 5 sentences of the day. But until that point, it could be anybody's ball game. If I had to handicap it in terms of the leaderboard, I'm thinking that, all right, Slice has had is sort of the clubhouse leader in terms of being the favorite. But Carl writes might be able to climb the podium with this first-person alien perspective. Meat French could get in there too. Meat French. It's really anybody's ball game.
It really is. I thought it was great. Each author had a completely different perspective, brought us the prompt through a completely unique way. So it'll be exciting to see who wins after our technician's actually on strike.
The kid is not happy with these stories.
Not happy with any of these stories. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit this button and reveal in 1 second. We're just gonna take a quick break. That is Baloney by Coloni Stallone. You can find that at any major retailer, believe it or not, and gas station.
Mostly gas station.
We learned that last week. They sent us a note, said, "Hey, you got to stop saying any major retailer. You got to say every gas station in America has a bottle of Tony Coloni Stallone Baloney Coloni somewhere. You just have to find it." Anyways, all right. During that time, I hit update on the leaderboard, and check this out. Slice coming in with the win.
Wow.
No big deal. And then let's see. Carl Wrights comes in a solid second with 15 points, and then Meat French rounding out the top 3 with 10. But here is the big news of the day. Let me just pull up the leaderboard real quick, and we'll be able to discuss a little bit here. Where slideshow, nice. That's up over here. That's up. All right, so check this out. Slicing first with 20 points. Carl Wrights with 15. Meat French with 10. Zaphod 5. Red Ruby with 5. I said I teased this a little bit earlier. Slice introduced a horse hockey alert yesterday. Said, my submission did not go through. This is horse hockey. I've submitted 3 or 4 times. The prompt changed multiple times. League commissioner investigated it. Not true. Not true at all. Slice's story did get through. As you saw, 15 points or 20 points. He got deducted 5 points. A mandatory 5-point violation for a.
Wow. Don't throw that challenge flag if you're not serious.
Yeah, and he might have been, but the submission did go through, so the challenge was denied. Slice falls into second place. It is now a 15 to 15 to 10 to 5 to 5 ball game with 3 days left to go.
Wow. Anybody's week here, Tom.
It really is. And with that strong initial prompt, we got some great stories. Let's see what tomorrow's prompt is going to be. You find a pair of sunglasses that let you see people's thoughts. How do you use them at school? So interesting. We kind of have that plot element of we've got the plot element there. We've got the setting. We really have an absence of the characters.
Yeah, but with
the
setting, I bet there's going to be some hypocrisy exposed. If I know one thing about schools, Tom, you can see into thoughts, not always what's being said out loud.
Wow. Okay. Maybe you and I went to different schools. I never learned that, but no, that's probably true. I don't know what I guess I would probably take the teacher's answers. That would probably be my,
yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot of perspectives. Which would you be the teacher? Would you be the student?
Right.
Would you be the robot principal who's AI?
Right. The AI malfunctioning robot principal who's seeing into everyone's eyes. I mean, everyone's third eye. Yeah, you never know. Never know. So there we have it. I think that wraps up another round of Clash of the Pencils live. So until next time, keep writing. I really don't like the tagline that I came up with.
I've got one. If you want your youngsters to graduate from medieval dinosaur table to teenage genius story hour, play Clash of the Pencils.
Oh, wait, hold on. We can't go yet. I forgot to do the top 5. This is unbelievable. All right. So I've got the top 5 sentences of the day queued up here, and we're going to add them to the screen henceforth and start reading them. So, number 5 from Carl writes, as I was running away, everything seemed to slow down until it came to a complete halt. A ship from Orpium appeared in front of me. The ship shot a laser and blew me up. Number 4 from Meat French. The alien, who resembled a cross between a lizard and a candle, blinked twice and extended a glowing stick. Belvedere, baffled, poked it with his sword. I've slain dragons, but this stick weaponry. Let's see. Number 3 from Slice. They warmed their hands with disposable coffee cups. They warmed their hearts with the certainty that kids needed to learn about medieval dinosaur sailors. Number 2 from Zaphod. You must be a great wizard indeed. What is your name? King Arthur asked the large alligator. It gurgled through its mandibles. And the number 1 sentence from Red.
How did that not make the top 3? That's horse hockey.
Yeah. Zaphod needed to file the horse hockey alert on that. And the number 1 sentence of the night from Marvin the Microbe. Luckily for them, they landed on King Arthur's finger just as he started to pick his nose. Looks like we hit the jackpot, boys, Marvin called out. So that's
those micros. Those micros. Oh man, lid the kid. We got it. The producers are not happy, Tom. The producers are not happy.
They are not happy at all. They are tired of this horse hockey. They filed a horse hockey complaint of their own, and we'll see. We'll see how it turns out tomorrow. But until then, keep those pencils sharp. How about that?
Don't let your creativity get captured.
Turn on the stream tonight. Short stories in the spotlight. Writers bring their best to light. The Story Central time. Breaking down the plot. Characters that fought. Twist that hit the spot. It's all you live tonight. Are you ready for some stories? In a live stream glory. the suspense unfold. Feel the tales being told. Critiques fair and bold. The truth will soon be known. Jawless from far and wide. Mysteries you can't hide. Every twist takes the story right. By these rules we abide. Are you ready for some story?